Welcome back to the deep dive. This time we're taking on something a little different.
Oh,
Yeah, a collection of excerpts seemingly from a novel. And our mission is to piece together the intriguing story
yeah.
hidden within these fragments.
Interesting.
Get ready for a tale that spans centuries, filled with art mystery and connections that could make your head spin.
Wow, that sounds like a challenge. What's fascinating to me is that we're not just dealing with a linear narrative.
Right.
We have glimpses into different periods, multiple perspectives, and even a narrator who seems to exist outside of time.
Yeah.
This is going to be like assembling a puzzle where the pieces keep changing shape.
Okay, so let's dive into the first piece of the puzzle, Birchwood Manor. This grand house is more than just a setting, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
It seems to attract artists and hold secrets like it's breathing them in.
I completely agree. The descriptions of Birchwood are so vivid and almost otherworldly.
Mm-hmm.
Take, for instance, the attic windows offering a view that stretches beyond the Thames to the mountains of Wales. It almost feels like the author is intentionally blurring the line between reality and imagination. Wouldn't you agree?
You know, I hadn't thought of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense. It does feel like the house itself is a character
Yeah.
with its own personality and secrets.
Mm.
And speaking of characters, we have Edward Radcliffe, this incredibly talented artist.
Right.
The excerpts describe him as charming, even capable of making the devil pray.
Oh, wow.
That's quite a powerful statement.
That is an interesting observation. While the excerpts definitely highlight his charisma, that phrase, making the devil pray,
Yeah.
suggests a possible darker side to Edward, wouldn't you say? Maybe a manipulative edge lurking beneath that charming exterior.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder if his charm is a tool he uses to get what he wants.
Good point.
Yeah.
There's definitely a complexity to his character that we need to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
He uses Birchwood Manor as a creative retreat, but there's also mention of a stolen blue pendant, the Radcliffe Blue, and a possible connection to a murder.
Absolutely. And then there's Lily Millington,
Yes.
described as having fawn-like arms, but also being a skilled seamstress. She was a model for Edward, and the excerpts hint at a passionate, perhaps even tumultuous relationship between them.
Yep.
I'm particularly struck by the contrast in those descriptions of Lily's innocence on the one hand, but also a possible deafness.
Right.
Even manipulation implied by her skills as a seamstress.
Yeah.
What do you make of that juxtaposition?
Well, it certainly raises questions about her role in the story and her true nature, doesn't it?
Yes.
Was she genuinely in love with Edward, or was there something more at play? Could she have been involved in the theft of the Radcliffe Blue? The excerpts mention a handbag she created, and I am feeling that it might be a key piece of this puzzle.
I agree. That handbag seems significant.
Yeah.
It could be a symbol of their connection or perhaps even a tool used in the theft. We'll definitely need to keep an eye on that as we dive deeper.
Now, here's where things get really interesting.
Oh.
We also have a narrator, a spirit residing in Birchwood Manor, who observed the house's inhabitants throughout time.
Okay.
What do you think the author is trying to achieve by introducing this supernatural element?
It's a brilliant narrative device, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
This spectral narrator is privy to information that the other characters are not offering us a unique perspective on the unfolding events.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if the author is inviting us, the listeners, to become part of the mystery, to unravel the secrets alongside the narrator.
I like that. It definitely adds a layer of intrigue and suspense to the story.
Yeah.
The narrator seems particularly aware of a woman named Elodie
Right.
and her investigations into Birchwood Manor.
Yeah.
She's our modern-day connection to this historical mystery, right?
Precisely. Elodie is researching Birchwood Manor, and there's a sense that she's drawn to it for personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps because of her own family history. What I find intriguing is that she discovers a letter signed BB,
Oh, yeah?
hinting at a hidden narrative we haven't fully uncovered yet.
Oh, yes, that letter. And then there's the photograph of her mother,
Right.
a famous violinist, taken at Birchwood shortly before her death. That's quite a revelation. It connects Elodie's personal history to Birchwood in a profound way, adding another layer of complexity to the story.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder, what role did Birchwood play in Elodie's mother's life, and how does this photograph fit into the larger puzzle?
Well, one thing that jumps out at me is the recurring motif of light. It's constantly described in captivating ways, linking to both Edward's charm and a sense of creativity.
Right.
But it's not just about aesthetics, is it? It feels like the author is using light to symbolize something more profound.
That's a great observation. Instead of just being a descriptive element, light could symbolize revelation,
Okay.
the uncovering of truth, especially when you consider the fact that the excerpts also emphasize the constant presence of secrets
Yeah.
hidden within the house and its inhabitants.
Hmm.
It's like Birchwood Manor is a repository of untold stories waiting to be brought into the light.
That's a fantastic point. Light versus darkness, revelation versus secrets. It's like the house itself embodies both.
Yeah,
And that tension seems to be reflected in the characters as well.
right.
We have Edward, who is drawn to the light, the beauty, and then there's someone like Felix, who's obsessed with capturing the essence of darkness through his photography.
And let's not forget the connections between characters from different times.
Yeah,
These connections are more than just coincidence, wouldn't you say?
definitely.
For instance, we have a glimpse into Elodie's childhood with a story about a magical house by a river,
Right.
which could very well be Birchwood Manor itself.
Okay.
It makes you wonder if the author is suggesting that some force is intentionally weaving together the lives of these characters across time.
That's a chilling thought. And speaking of chilling, there's also a recurring theme of financial struggles and poverty that runs through these excerpts.
Uh-huh.
We learn about the little lost one and the little passenger personas used for petty theft by a young girl who we later discover is Lily Millington.
You're right to point that out. And it's interesting how this theme of poverty contrasts sharply with Edward's privileged upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
It really adds another layer of complexity to their relationship. Is their connection based on genuine affection? Or is there an element of opportunism involved? It makes you question their motivations, doesn't it?
Definitely. And it's not just Lily who faces financial struggles.
Right.
Elodie's mother, Lauren Adler, appears to have also struggled before finding fame as a violinist.
Okay.
We even see her being offered a marriage proposal by a man named Winston,
Oh, wow.
who's willing to accept her child, even though he knows she's in love with someone else.
That's a powerful scene. It speaks volumes about the societal pressures and limited options women faced during that era,
Right.
forcing them into difficult choices.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if Lauren's decision to pursue music was driven purely by passion, or if it was also a way to escape a potentially stifling marriage.
That's a really interesting point. It seems like the author is using these financial struggles to not only add depth to the characters, but also to comment on broader societal issues of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this mysterious character, Joe the Pale, who befriends Lily and provides a window into her life before she meets Edward.
Right.
What are your thoughts on him?
Joe the Pill is an intriguing figure, isn't he?
Yeah.
He seems to possess a deep understanding of human nature, particularly Lily's feelings for Edward.
Mm-hmm.
His insights add another dimension to our understanding of their complex relationship.
Yeah.
I wonder, what role will he play as the story unfolds? Is he a friend, a confidant, or something more?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
We also get a glimpse into Edward's family life,
Okay.
his childhood friend Lucy, and the tragedy that struck him early on with his father's accidental death.
These details are crucial because they shape Edward's character.
Mm.
His father's death likely had a profound impact on him, and his close relationship with Lucy suggests a deep need for connection and belonging. It makes you wonder if he's seeking to recreate that sense of family with Lily.
That's an interesting thought. And it seems like Lucy remains a constant in Edward's life, even becoming a confidant to Lily.
Right?
But the excerpts also show her dealing with the aftermath of the tragedy at Birchwood, a responsibility that weighs heavily on her. I'm curious, do you think there's a sense of unrequited feelings on Lucy's part?
There definitely seems to be a layer of melancholy to her character,
Yeah.
hinting at a longing for something more. It's possible that she harbors feelings for Edward that are never fully reciprocated.
Right.
It adds another layer of complexity to the already tangled web of relationships within the story.
Absolutely. And then there's this whole other storyline with Elodie's cousin Jack, who helps her piece together the puzzle of the photograph and the connection to Birchwood Manor.
Yeah.
What do you make of his role in all of this?
Jack seems to have a knack for uncovering hidden clues, wouldn't you say? And his research reveals a fascinating detail. Edward had a brother named Tom. This adds a whole new dimension to the Radcliffe family history,
Yeah.
hinting at secrets that run even deeper than we initially imagined.
It's incredible how much we've uncovered already, and yet it feels like we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
It's like peeling back layers of an onion, revealing more and more with each discovery.
I agree. And the way these excerpts are structured, jumping between time periods and perspectives, keeps us constantly engaged,
Yeah.
wanting to know more. It's like we're piecing together a giant jigsaw puzzle, with each new piece revealing a bit more of the overall picture.
Speaking of pieces of the puzzle, the excerpts also mention a group of artists known as the Magenta Brotherhood, of which Edward was a member.
Right.
They all seem drawn to Birchwood Manor and its unique atmosphere.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a significance to this group beyond just being fellow artists?
Their connection to Birchwood definitely seems to go deeper than just a shared profession. It
Mm-hmm.
suggests a shared creative energy, a synergy that perhaps fueled their artistic endeavors. We see Edward's passion for his art, particularly his desire to paint Lily as the fairy queen.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to capture her essence to immortalize her beauty through his art.
Yes, and it's interesting how the excerpts contrast Edward's artistic vision with that of another artist, Felix, who's captivated by Birchwood's darkness and wants to capture its essence through photography.
Mm-hmm.
It reinforces that recurring theme of light and darkness, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's like Birchwood Manor embodies both attracting those who seek inspiration from each,
Right.
and amidst this creative ferment, relationships are blossoming and secrets are simmering beneath the surface.
You're right. We see Edward and Lily growing closer, their connection deepening as they share their dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
Especially their shared dream of traveling to America.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that special handbag she gifts him, which seems to symbolize their bond, their hopes for the future.
Right.
But there's also a sense of underlying tension, a hint of danger lurking in the shadows.
And Lucy, Edward's childhood friend, finds herself drawn into their orbit, becoming both a confidant and a witness to their unfolding drama.
Yeah.
Her perspective adds a layer of complexity as she grapples with her own feelings for Edward and her growing unease about Lily.
Right.
It's almost as if she senses that their relationship is headed for trouble.
Yes, there's definitely a foreboding feeling that something is about to go wrong. We also get glimpses into the lives of the other members of the Magenta Brotherhood, each with their own quirks and motivations.
Yeah.
It's like a microcosm of society with its power dynamics, rivalries, and hidden agendas.
Right.
But then tragedy strikes,
Oh.
the murder of Frances Brown.
Oh, my.
It shatters the idyllic summer retreat and sends shockwaves through Birchwood Manor.
Wow.
And the excerpts suggest that Lily might be involved, leaving Edward reeling from the betrayal and loss.
That's a major turning point in the story, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. The murder investigation adds another layer of suspense.
Mm-hmm.
The local police become involved, and Edward's family and friends try to protect him from the fallout.
Yeah.
It's like a tangled web with everyone trying to navigate the aftermath of this tragic event.
Right.
And Lucy, caught in the crossfire, makes a fateful decision
Oh.
to conceal Edward's remains in a lead coffin, burying the truth along with his body.
Talk about a bombshell. That act has far-reaching consequences,
Yeah.
shaping the future of Birchwood Manor and the lives of those connected to it.
Right.
It makes you wonder, what was she thinking? Was she trying to protect Edward, or was she covering up something more sinister?
It's a question that will haunt us as we continue our deep dive. And this story takes another twist with the revelation of Edward's brother, Tom,
Right.
who was initially believed to have died in childhood.
This revelation adds a new dimension to the Radcliffe family history, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It suggests that there might be even more secrets buried within the walls of Birchwood Manor.
Right.
We're left wondering, who is Tom and what role did he play in the family's past?
And then there's Elodie and Jack,
Yes.
who, after uncovering the connection between the photograph and the gardens, discover something extraordinary. A hidden compartment where Edward had kept a collection of valuable artifacts.
This discovery is a game changer. It confirms that Edward had indeed been involved in some shady dealings,
Right.
perhaps with Lily's help.
Yeah.
It's like we're witnessing the unveiling of a hidden past piece by piece. And the excerpts also reveal that Edward had a deep fascination with alchemy and astronomy,
Wow.
hinting at a mystical side to his personality.
Yes, it's like he was searching for something beyond the realm of ordinary experience. Maybe he saw Birchwood as more than just a house. Maybe he believed it held a key to unlocking some deeper truth.
That's a fascinating thought. And his fascination with these esoteric subjects might hold the key to understanding his motivations
Right.
and the deeper meaning behind his actions.
It seems we're only just beginning to uncover the layers of this intricate story.
Indeed. It's incredible how these seemingly disparate threads are starting to connect, isn't it?
Yeah, the anticipation is building.
We're piecing together a complex tapestry of relationships, secrets, and hidden motivations. It's like we're standing on the threshold of a centuries-old mystery, ready to step through and uncover the truth.
You're right. And we left off with Elodie and Jack on the verge of tracking down Joe the Pale's descendants.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they're holding a crucial piece of the puzzle,
Hmm.
maybe even the key to finding the missing Radcliffe Blue. But before we jump into that,
Okay.
let's rewind a bit and revisit a pivotal moment in the story.
All right.
The summer retreat at Birchwood Manor, where the Magenta Brotherhood gathered.
Yes, that fateful summer. It's not just a gathering of artists, is it?
Yeah.
It feels more like a crucible, a melting pot where creative passions ignite, relationships are forged and tested,
Mm-hmm.
and secrets begin to unravel. The excerpts give us these fascinating glimpses into their personalities and artistic pursuits.
Exactly. We have Felix, who's obsessed with capturing the essence of darkness through his photography.
Yeah.
Which is such a stark contrast to Edward, who's inspired by Lily's beauty and wants to portray her as a mystical fairy queen.
It's fascinating to see how Birchwood's unique atmosphere, this blend of light and shadow, influences each artist differently.
Right.
And amidst this creative energy, there's a palpable undercurrent of tension.
Yeah.
Relationships are blossoming, but there's also a sense that something darker is brewing beneath the surface.
You can almost feel it in the air, can't you? That
Yeah.
feeling that something's about to go terribly wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We see Edward and Lily growing closer, their connection deepening as they share their dreams and aspirations.
Right.
But at the same time, there are hints of jealousy, possessiveness, and perhaps even deception. Do you think their love was genuine, or was it built on a foundation of secrets and manipulation?
That's the question that keeps nagging at me.
Yeah.
The excerpts paint a picture of a passionate and intense relationship.
Right?
But there are also these subtle hints of a power imbalance,
Yeah.
a sense that one might be exploiting the other. It's a classic case of love and ambition intertwined, and it makes you wonder, was their love doomed from the start?
And let's not forget Lucy Edwards' childhood friend, who finds herself drawn into their orbit.
Right?
She becomes both a confidant and a witness to their unfolding drama. But it's clear that she's grappling with her own feelings for Edward.
Yeah.
Do you think she played a larger role in the events than the excerpts reveal?
That's a possibility we can't discount.
Right.
Remember, Lucy makes the fateful decision to conceal Edward's remains, burying the truth along with his body.
Yeah.
Was she acting out of loyalty, or was she trying to protect herself?
Hmm.
It's a decision that raises more questions than it answers, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And then there's the murder of Frances Brown, which shatters the fragile peace of the summer retreat.
Oh, wow.
It's a shocking turn of events,
Yeah.
and the excerpt suggests that Lily might be involved.
Right.
Do you think she was the mastermind, or was she merely a pawn in a larger game?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but I suspect there's more to the story than meets the eye. Remember, the local police become involved, and Edward's family and friends try to protect him from the fallout?
Mm-hmm.
It suggests a cover-up, an attempt to conceal the truth.
Right.
It makes you wonder who else might have been involved and what their motives might have been.
It's like a spider web, with each thread leading to another more intricate layer of deception and intrigue.
Yeah.
And then we have the bombshell revelation of Edward's brother, Tom,
Right.
who is believed to have died in childhood.
Yes, Tom. His existence adds a whole new dimension to the Radcliffe family history, doesn't it?
It does.
It makes you wonder if there were other secrets lurking within the family, hidden from the public eye.
Yeah.
And the excerpts hint at a connection between Tom and Joe the Pale, which could be a game changer in our understanding of their motivations
Okay.
and the events that unfolded.
It's like the puzzle pieces are rearranging themselves before our very eyes.
And then we have Elodie and Jack's incredible discovery of the hidden compartment in the gardens.
That's right. They uncover a collection of valuable artifacts, confirming that Edward was involved in something more than just art.
Mm-hmm.
Was it theft? Blackmail? Something even more sinister? The possibilities are truly intriguing.
And remember, Edward had a deep fascination with alchemy and astronomy.
Right.
Could these interests have played a role in his activities?
That's a great question. Perhaps his pursuits weren't merely hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
but a way to explore hidden knowledge to unlock secrets that others couldn't even fathom.
Precisely. It adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to his character.
Yeah.
And amidst all of this, Edward is struggling to cope with the aftermath of the murder and Lily's departure.
Right.
He's haunted by guilt and grief, his once bright spirit now shrouded in darkness.
It's heartbreaking to witness his descent into despair.
It is.
And it makes you wonder, was Lily the love of his life, or was she the catalyst for his ruin?
And then there's Lucy, who's torn between her loyalty to Edward and the weight of the secrets she carries. It's a testament to the complexity of their relationship, the enduring bonds of friendship, and the sacrifices we make for those we care about.
It's clear that the events of that summer had a profound impact on everyone involved.
Yeah.
But the mystery of the stolen Radcliffe Blue remains unsolved.
Yes. Missing pendant. It's a symbol of lost innocence, of shattered dreams.
Right.
And the excerpts don't give us a clear answer as to its fate.
Yeah.
They only hint at Lily's involvement. Was she motivated by greed, revenge, or something else entirely? I suspect the answer lies somewhere in her past, in the events that shaped her life before she met Edward.
And that brings us back to Elodie and Jack's search for answers.
Right.
They stumble upon Lily's letter to Joe the Pale, a confession from beyond the grave that sheds new light on her motivations and the complexities of her relationship with Edward.
That letter is a turning point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's a moment of reckoning, a glimpse into Lily's soul. She admits to her role in the theft, but she also expresses regret for the pain she caused. It humanizes her, makes her more than just a femme fatale.
And it adds another layer to the mystery. The letter reveals that Lily had a child, a daughter she was forced to give up.
Wow.
This revelation raises so many questions. Who was this child? What became of her? And could she hold the key to unlocking the remaining secrets of Birchwood Manor?
It's a possibility we can't ignore. And remember, Elodie and Jack discovered that Joe the Pale was a collector of rare artifacts,
Right.
including a blue pendant that matches the description of the Radcliffe Blue.
Could this be the missing pendant resurfacing after all these years?
It's a tantalizing clue. It's
Sure.
like the past is reaching out to the present,
Yeah.
offering a chance to right old wrongs and bring closure to a long-forgotten tragedy.
And the excerpts hint at a connection between Joe the Pale and Edward's brother Tom.
Right.
It's like we're uncovering a secret history, a hidden network of relationships and motivations that spans generations.
And it's not just about uncovering historical facts, is it? It's about understanding the ripple effects of the past, how the choices made by one generation can have profound consequences for those who come after.
That's a powerful insight.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to Elodie's personal connection to all of this. She's not just an observer. She's deeply invested in uncovering the truth about her family's history.
Right.
Remember, we learned that her mother had a special hiding place in Birchwood Manor,
Yeah.
a secret nook where she felt safe and secure.
This suggests a deep connection between Elodie's mother and the house, hinting at a legacy that might extend beyond her lifetime.
Right.
It's as if Birchwood itself is drawing Elodie and urging her to uncover the truth.
It's like the house is a living entity holding memories and secrets within its walls.
We also learned that Elodie's mother witnessed a traumatic event at Birchwood, a drowning that likely had a profound impact on her.
Yeah.
This event adds another layer of complexity to her story.
Right.
It makes you wonder if this trauma played a role in her later choices, her decision to pursue music, her relationship with the violinist.
It's a reminder that the past can cast a long shadow shaping our present in ways we may not even realize.
And we discovered that before her fame as a violinist, Elodie's mother was part of a group of street performers.
Right.
It's a testament to her resilience, her ability to adapt and survive despite difficult circumstances.
Absolutely. And during her time as a street performer, she had a chance encounter with Edward Radcliffe.
That's right. He was captivated by her beauty and spirit.
Yeah,
It's a fascinating connection, isn't it?
it is.
It suggests a link between Elodie's family and Edward that goes beyond their shared connection to Birchwood Manor.
It's like their paths were destined to cross, woven together by the threads of fate.
Right.
And with each new revelation, the mystery deepens, drawing us further into the heart of Birchwood Manor and the secrets it holds.
And that brings us to the cliffhanger ending of this part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Elodie and Jack are about to meet Joe the Pale's great-grandniece, Rosalind.
Right.
What do you think she knows? And how will she help them piece together the puzzle? It's a question that leaves us on the edge of our seats, eager to delve into the final part of our deep dive and uncover the truth that lies hidden within Birchwood's walls.
We're back and ready to uncover the truth.
It feels like we're so close.
I know, right? Elodie and Jack are about to meet Joe the Pale's great-grandniece.
Rosalind.
Yes, Rosalind. And we're hoping she holds those final pieces of the puzzle.
It's amazing how this search has become so personal for Elodie, connecting her family history to Birchwood's mysteries.
It really is. And speaking of her family, remember that photograph of her mother with the violinist?
Yes.
The excerpt suggests it was taken by that renowned photographer Caroline,
Oh, right.
who only later realized who her subjects were after their deaths.
That adds another layer to the story, doesn't it? It's like a ripple effect, with each event touching the lives of others in unexpected ways.
It really does. And the excerpts mention that Caroline had a particular fondness for that photo,
Hmm.
describing a rare harmony between the subjects, the composition, and the light.
It sounds like she captured something truly special, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, like a moment filled with meaning that went beyond the ordinary.
Perhaps she sensed the connection between Elodie's mother and the violinist,
Yeah,
the depth of their emotions, and how it resonated with the atmosphere of Birchwood.
that's a really beautiful thought.
And the fact that she kept the photo hidden, never publishing it despite its artistic merit,
Right.
suggests that she understood its significance, its connection to a deeply personal and tragic event.
It's like she became a guardian of their memory.
Protecting a moment frozen in time, a testament to the power of both love and loss.
And speaking of memories, the excerpts give us a glimpse into Elodie's childhood,
Right.
her relationship with her father, and that bedtime story he used to tell her about a magical house by a river.
Oh, yes.
That detail takes on a whole new meaning when we realize that house could be Birchwood.
Exactly. It's like a hidden clue planted in Elodie's subconscious,
Yeah.
guiding her towards her destiny,
It's as if Birchwood is calling her.
drawing her into its web of secrets.
And remember how Elodie hesitated to use her mother's cello recordings for her wedding?
Yes.
It's like she sensed a darkness there.
A connection to the tragedy that had befallen her mother.
It speaks to a deeper intuition.
A subconscious awareness of the past's influence.
It's clear that Elodie's journey isn't just about historical facts.
Right.
It's about confronting her family's legacy and understanding the forces that shaped her life.
It's a search for knowledge and self-discovery, a journey that weaves together the personal and the historical.
And let's not forget Jack, Elodie's cousin.
Of course not.
He starts as a helpful researcher, but soon becomes deeply invested in uncovering the truth.
His dedication to helping Elodie is really admirable. He's like a modern-day detective using his skills to connect the dots across time.
He is, but he's also a true friend, offering support as Elodie navigates these emotional complexities.
His presence brings warmth and humanity to the story, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
A reminder that even amid darkness and tragedy, human connection can shine through.
They really are a great team, and together they realize that Joe the Pale's collection might hold the key to unlocking Birchwood's remaining secrets.
Their search for his descendants is like a treasure hunt, isn't it?
It is, following a trail of breadcrumbs across time, each clue leading them closer to the truth.
And finally, they arrive at the doorstep of Rosalind Joe the Pale's great-grandniece.
What will she reveal? Does she have knowledge that will illuminate the events of the past?
It's the question that's been on my mind this whole time.
As the excerpts unfold, we find that Rosalind is a keeper of family history. She remembers her great-uncle Joe, a man of few words but profound wisdom.
Oh, wow.
And he spoke of a blue pendant entrusted to him by a woman he called the Lily of the Valley.
The lily of the valley. What a beautiful image.
It is.
A symbol of purity and sweetness, but also sorrow and loss.
Yeah.
It seems Joe understood Lily's complexities, the interplay of light and shadow in her life.
And Rosalind remembers a story Joe told her about a hidden room in Birchwood, a place where secrets were kept and destinies were shaped.
Could this be the same hidden compartment Elodie and Jack discovered,
It seems like all the threads of the past are weaving together.
creating a tapestry of interconnected lives and shared destinies?
As Rosalind digs deeper into her family archives,
Right.
she reveals letters, diaries, photographs, each artifact offering a new perspective, a missing piece of the puzzle.
And among those items is a letter from Lily to Joe.
Yes, written years after the tragedy at Birchwood.
This letter echoes the one we read earlier, doesn't it?
It does, confirming her part in the theft and her escape from Birchwood.
But there's also a sense of longing and regret in her words.
You could feel the weight of her past. In the letter, she speaks of her daughter, the child she had to give up,
Oh, wow.
and the yearning she feels to reconnect with her. It reveals a depth of emotion we didn't fully grasp before.
It humanizes Lily, reminding us that even those who make mistakes are capable of love and redemption.
As Elodie and Jack read the letter, a realization dawns on them.
What is it?
The dates, the names, the evidence, it all points to one shocking truth. Elodie's mother was Lily's daughter.
Wow, that's incredible. It connects Elodie to Lily in such a profound way.
This is no longer just a historical mystery.
Right.
It's a deeply personal story about family secrets, lost connections, and the enduring power of love.
And as they process this, Rosalind reveals one final treasure,
What's that?
a small velvet pouch containing a beautiful blue pendant.
The Radcliffe Blue. It's resurfaced after all these years.
A symbol of the intricate web of relationships that bind these characters across time.
As Elodie holds the pendant, she feels a surge of emotions. Sadness for the tragedies, a connection to her ancestors, and a glimmer of hope.
It's a powerful moment, a culmination of their journey and a testament to the power of truth and healing.
We've come to the end of our deep dive into Birchwood Manor and its inhabitants.
We have.
We've uncovered secrets, unearthed connections, and pieced together a story that spans generations.
It's a story that reminds us that the past is never truly gone.
But that its echoes shape who we are. But it's also a story about redemption, about finding peace, even in the face of tragedy.
Yeah.
And now we ask you, the listener, what are your takeaways from this deep dive? What resonated with you the most? As you consider this tale, think about this. How do the echoes of the past shape your own life? What stories are waiting to be discovered in your family history?
Until next time, happy deep diving.